2005 National Electrical Code introduced several significant changes across various articles. In Article 100, dealing with definitions, the definition of branch circuit was added, along with revisions to the definitions of building, circuit, current, equipment, ground fault circuit, interrupter, GFCI, neutral conductor, overcurrent, receptacle, service, and voltage. Article 110, concerning requirements for electrical installations, saw clarifications to Section 110.1, General. Section 110.3, Examination, Identification, Installation, and Use of Equipment, was revised. Section 110.4, Electrical Connections, and Section 110.5, Splices, Terminations, and Junctions, were also revised. Section 110.10, Electrical Equipment in damp or wet locations, was clarified. Additionally, Section 110.11, Electrical Equipment operating at elevated temperatures, Section 110.12, Electrical installations exposed to direct sunlight, and Section 110.14, Electrical installations in hazardous classified locations, were clarified. Section 110.16 addresses arc flash hazards, and Section 110.21 covers relocation of electrical equipment, and both were revised. Article 210, focusing on branch circuits, includes revisions to Section 210.4, voltage drops on branch circuits, and Section 210.5, number of outlets on branch circuits. Section 210.8, outlet devices on branch circuits, was revised, while Section 210.11, branch circuit fault current limiting protection, was clarified. Section 210.12, equipment grounding conductor connections on branch circuits, was revised, as was Section 210.19, electrical equipment supplied by branch circuits. Article 220, concerning branch circuit and feeder calculations, saw clarifications to Section 220.1, General, and Section 220.2, branch circuits and feeder loads. Section 220.3, feeder neutral load, was also clarified. Revisions were made to Section 220.4, demand factors, Section 220.5, continuous loads, Section 220.6, motor loads, Section 220.7, non-continuous loads, Section 220.8, conductor dirting factors, Section 220.10, grounding conductor ampacity, and Section 220.12, feeder taps. Article 230, addressing services, includes clarifications to Section 230.1, General, and Section 230.2, service conductor ampacity. Section 230.3, service conductors, and Section 230.4, service equipment, were revised. Clarifications were made to Section 230.6, disconnecting means, Section 230.7, overcurrent protection, Section 230.8, ground fault circuit interrupter protection, Section 230.9, bonding of electrical system, Section 230.10, grounding electrodes, Section 230.11, grounding electrode system, and Section 230.12, ground fault detection and interruption. Section 230.14, underground service installations, was clarified. Section 230.16, service entrance conductors, Section 230.18, overhead service entrance conductors, Section 230.19, service cables, and Section 230.21, service disconnects for manufactured homes, were revised. Article 240 covers overcurrent protection, with clarifications to Section 240.1, General, and revisions to Section 240.4, identification of overcurrent protective devices. Section 240.5, settings of overcurrent protective devices, and Section 240.6, standard ampere ratings for fuses, were revised. Section 240.8, circuit breakers, was revised. Section 240.10, overcurrent protection for conductors, Section 240.13, Overcurrent protection for motors, Section 240.21. Ground fault protection for equipment, Section 240.24. Ground fault protection for personnel, Section 240.25. Overcurrent protection for receptacle outlets, and Section 240.40. Switches as overcurrent protection were clarified. Article 250, addressing grounding, includes clarifications to Section 250.1, scope of article, and Section 250.2, basic grounding principle. Revisions were made to Section 250.5, bonding of electrical equipment, Section 250.8, equipotential plane, and Section 250.10, equipotential bonding jumpers. Section 250.18, use of grounded conductors, was revised. Section 250.24, grounding service entrance conductors, Section 250.26, isolated grounding receptors, and Section 250.27, grounding of systems and circuits of 1000 volts or less, were revised. Revisions were made to Section 250.30, grounding of equipment, Section 250.32, grounding of enclosures, Section 250.33, grounding of motors and generators, Section 250.34, grounding of portable and cord and plug connected equipment, Section 250.36, grounding of luminaires, Section 250.37, common grounding electrode for multiple buildings, Section 250.39, buildings of different occupancies, Section 250.40, grounding of electrical equipment in healthcare facilities, Section 250.42, industrial establishments, Section 250.44, pools, fountains, and similar installations, and Section 250.50, lightning protection. Article 300, covering wiring methods, includes revisions to Section 300.3, conductors in raceway, Section 300.5, conductors and cable trays, Section 300.6, flexible cords and cables, and Section 300.7, outlet boxes, junction boxes, and conduit bodies. Clarifications were made to Section 300.10, wiring in ducts, plenum, and other air handling spaces, Section 300.12, installations of conductors and equipment in cable trays, Section 300.14, cable fill, Section 300.22, wireways, and Section 300.38, electrical construction in Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3 locations. Article 400, addressing flexible cords and cables, includes revisions to Section 400.4, portable cables, and Section 400.7, flexible cords and cables for use as temporary wiring. Section 400.12, cord and plug connected equipment, and Section 400.13, attachment plugs, were clarified. Article 410, concerning luminaires, lamp holders, and ballasts, includes revisions to Section 410.16, luminaires and closed closets, and Section 410.21, recessed luminaires. Section 410.36, portable luminaires, was clarified. Article 422, addressing appliances, includes clarifications to Section 422.12, outdoor appliance disconnects, and Section 422.16, cord and plug connected appliances. Revisions were made to Section 422.24, electrical cooking appliances, Section 422.25, electric ranges and ovens, Section 422.31, electric clothes dryers, Section 422.33, electric water heaters, and Section 422.37, electric dishwashers. Article 430, covering motors, motor circuits, and controllers, includes clarifications to Section 430.1, general. Revisions were made to Section 430.3, branch circuits for motors, Section 430.4, short circuit and ground fault protection for motors, Section 430.8, motor controllers, Section 430.9, disconnecting means for motors, Section 430.11, overheating of motors, Section 430.13, motor circuit conductors, section 430.22, motor feeders, section 430.24, motor control centers, and section 430.32, wind rotor induction motors.